Everyone says to meet in a public place. So I did everything right. We matched on Tinder. His name was Ethan. Normal photos, normal job, no red flags. After a few days of chatting, we agreed to meet for coffee at a cafe near the train station. It was supposed to be quick, just a casual first meeting, no pressure. The date was fine. Not amazing, not terrible. He talked a lot about work. I nodded, we laughed a little, but something felt off. Not creepy, just intense, like he was studying me instead of listening. When I said I had to leave, he asked where I was headed. I said home. He smiled and said, "Same direction, I will walk you to the bus stop." I didn't think much of it. At the bus stop, he stood closer than necessary. When my bus arrived, I told him goodbye and got on. Through the window, I saw him watching the bus pull away. I remember thinking, okay, that was a little weird, but I brushed it off. 2 days later, I was coming home from work around 8 p.m. I turned onto my street and saw someone standing under the streetlight near my gate. My stomach dropped. It was Ethan, just standing there, hands in his pockets, smiling like this was totally normal. He said, "Hey, I was hoping I would catch you." I asked how he knew where I lived. He laughed and said, "I followed your bus. I wanted to make sure you got home safe." That sentence didn't feel romantic. It felt wrong, creepy, false. I told him that wasn't okay, that he shouldn't be here. He apologized quickly, said he just wanted to see me again. I told him I was not interested. His smile faded for just a second. Then he said, "Okay, I get it. I won't bother you again." He walked away. I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. After that, I began seeing him randomly at the grocery stores, at the train station, once outside my workplace. Every time he acted like it was coincidence. "Oh wow, funny running into you here. Guess we shop at the same place. Didn't know you worked around here." I started changing my routine, different train times, different stores. But he still showed up. Then the note started. The first one was taped to my front door. "Saw your light on. Just wanted to say hi. Maybe next time." My hands were shaking when I read it. I blocked him on Tinder, blocked his number, blocked him on every social app I had. But that didn't stop him. The second note was in my mailbox. "You don't have to be scared of me. I just like you." The third was under my windshield wiper. "I know you are ignoring me. That hurts." That is when I called the police. They told me unless he threatened me directly, there wasn't much they could do. They suggested I stay with friends for a few days. So I did. After staying with my friend for a week, I went back home. Everything was quiet, no notes, no sign of him. For a while, things felt normal again, until one night around 2 a.m., I woke up to a sound outside my bedroom window, a soft tapping, like fingernails on glass. I froze in bed, then I heard whispering my name. I didn't move, didn't breathe. The tapping stopped. In the morning, I found muddy fruit pins under my window and a message scratched into the dust on the glass. "I know you were in there. I moved out the same day. Months later, I got a call from the police. They had arrested Ethan for stalking another woman. She had matched with him online too. When they searched his apartment, they found something that made my blood go cold. Photos of me leaving my house, walking to work, sitting inside cafes, and one photo taken through my bedroom window while I was sleeping. The officer told me he had been watching me long before I even noticed him outside my house, long before the notes, long before the tapping, which means he didn't follow me home from our date. He already knew where I lived. So, if you ever feel like someone knows too much about you after just one meeting, trust that feeling. Because sometimes the date isn't where the stalking begins, it is just where they finally introduce themselves. I was using Tinder the way most people do, bored, half paying attention, swiping while watching TV late at night. That is when I matched with Lena. Her profile looked normal. A few selfies, one with friends at a bar, another at the beach. Her bio just said, coffee addict, night owl, probably too honest. We started talking that same night. She was funny, sarcastic, the kind of person who replies fast and actually asks questions back. After a couple of days, I asked if she wanted to meet. She said yes. We picked Saturday afternoon at a cafe downtown. Friday night, I sent her a message asking if we were still on. She didn't reply. Saturday morning, I sent another. Still nothing. I figured she would ghosted me. It happens. So I went on with my day. That night, I was scrolling through local news on my phone when I saw the headline, Young Woman Found Dead in Apartment. Police Investigating Homicide. The photo under the headline made my chest go tight. It was Lena, same smile, same beach picture from her profile. I stared at the screen, telling myself it had to be coincidence. But the article said her name, her age, her neighborhood. She had been killed Thursday night, 2 days before we were supposed to meet. I felt sick. I kept thinking about our messages, the jokes, the plans, and the fact that I had been talking to someone who was already dead. But her profile was still active. Out of some messed up curiosity, I opened Tinder again. Her profile was still there, still showing us online recently. I told myself the app probably just hadn't updated. But then I got a message from her. It said, sorry, I went quiet. Been dealing with stuff. My hands went cold. I didn't reply right away. I just stared at the screen. Finally, I typed, are you okay? 3 dots appeared instantly. Not really, but I will be soon. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I searched her name again. Every article said the same thing. Dead, homicide, no suspect. I typed, Lena, I saw the news. There was a long pause. Then she replied, I know. I asked who I was really talking to. She said, someone who doesn't want to be alone. I told her this wasn't funny, that if this was some kind of sick joke, I was reporting the account. She sent a photo. It was dark and blurry, but I could make out a familiar room, her bedroom. I recognized it from one of the news articles that showed police outside her apartment building. Then another message came. He is still here. I didn't even think. I called the police. I told them everything, the match, the messages, the photo. They took it seriously. They said that they were sending officers to her apartment immediately. While I was on the phone, I got another message. He knows I am talking to you. Then he says it is rude to text during company, and then nothing. Later that night, an officer called me back. They had gone to her apartment. The door was unlocked. Inside, they found signs someone had been staying there. Food wrappers, cigarette butts, a phone charging on the kitchen counter. But no one was there. And Lena's phone? It was still logged into her Tinder account. They told me someone had been using it after her death, living in the apartment, sleeping in her bed, pretending to be her. I asked if they caught him. They said no, not yet. I deleted Tinder that night, didn't sleep, didn't go out much for weeks after. Eventually, life started to feel normal again. Until one night, about a month later, I got a message request on Instagram from an account with no profile picture. The message said, "You were nicer to her than most people." I blocked the account instantly. Then another one messaged me, "She liked you." Then another, "I don't like when people ignore me." I changed my username, made my accounts private. For a while, it stopped. About 6 months later, I got a notification from a dating app I didn't even remember installing. It said, "You have a new match." The profile picture hadn't loaded yet, just a gray silhouette. The name was Lena. My stomach dropped. Before I could even open the chat, a message came through. "We never got our coffee." And then another, "But I know where you live now." People think the scary part is matching with someone who is dead, but that is not what keeps me up at night. It is knowing that whoever took her life liked pretending to be her, and if he could live in her apartment, answer her messages, be her online, then I still don't know who I am really talking to when I match with someone new.